The Out There channel, Robert and Paul.
Please sub and share.
Searching for the truth. UFOs, aliens, greys and ufology. Real images, real stories, real videos, real cases, researched and investigated by professionals in the field and cutting-edge discoveries. Multiple witnesses, abduction accounts brought to you by Team The Out There channel. Good to be back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Action.
Okay. Yo, yo. Anybody out there? I doubt it though. Up there. So it's 12:15 lunchtime in New Zealand. So what's that? About 2 a.m. in UK. Afternoon to evening in America. So there should be people around. They're probably watching the crappy streams. The screams. They scream watching it. As your brain matter oozes out your ears. From watching abuse, bullying, abusive comments, and wrongful comments, wrongful debunks. Now what's Goofon saying? That it's augmented reality. The bird flying in the air show. But he could have... Let's take a balloon as well, because Mick West said so. Saying it was more stationary. And a 7-knot wind. Yeah, right, Mick. Come on, guys, you got to do better research than that. The balloon was headed into the wind. If that's the case. I call bullshit. All those debunkers, go back to your drawing board. The balloon doesn't distort that much, unless it's a bunch of them, which it's not. But I see Mick West agreed with my debunk on that last one. A couple of days after, saying it was the sky along the tower in where is it, Niagara Falls. So there you go. Whether he saw my debunk, I don't know. He didn't give me any credit for it. Looks like we got no one around. Now let's post up the side chat. I don't know. Even Secureteam wants to get at UFOs now, because he's been caught out. And he's recycling old stories. And people still subscribe to him and pay him Patreon. Makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. Okay. So today we're doing an update. Is it working? On SkinwalkRanch, latest UFO again. And have a look at all the junk around the web again. Yeah, never seen it so quiet. I'll just do my thing as usual. Most people watch it offline. Sometimes up to 500 watch it. And sometimes only 100 watch it. And it's funny, the best episodes get watched less than the ones I think are crappy. Not my best. More people watch. You can't predict it. I got a swollen tongue today. A bit in the night, but looks of it. Bin. Okay, there's the web link to All Things Out There channel. And anyone out there wants to say hi or would like to come on the side chat today, we can arrange it. So just let me know. So yeah, I'm not going to do a full review of the SkinwalkRanch, but I'll just say spoiler alert, because I forgot to say so last time. And I'll cover that first. Now, I've done some analysis on it as well. So it's probably saved us maybe an hour or so of research. Actually, let's see. Hour and 20 minutes maybe. Anyway, let's see, here we go. Okay. So, how far into the show are we? Let's see. We can't tell by this. Let's see, it was about 40 minutes in. No, it can't be that much. 30 minutes in. Closest to the end of the episode, anyway. And this thing appeared on the screen. Just suddenly went poop. Which happens if there's like an object that's close enough to the IR camera light to be able to be detected. So this object looks like it's near this tree here that's been illuminated. Oops, I used the other zoom. If we zoom in here, the brightest here, because it's called active infrared, as we've covered in past live shows about what different infrared systems there are. Secureteam use an array of LEDs around the outside that emit infrared light, which then bounces off objects with up to about 10-15 meters, right? And the closest objects will always be brighter. So considering this is not super bright white like my Secureteam, where it's got a tree literally, or bush I should say, literally 2 feet away, this is going to be a wee bit further away. So could be anywhere up to 6 feet away, I guess, from the camera. Looks like they got it mounted on another tree, like one of those, what do you call it, game trails that sends off, now connects to the 5G, sends off alerts when it's triggered to the HQ, and they can download the stuff also, which is kind of handy because the memory cards are not that secure, as you know. So what are we looking at? So we're looking at an object, in my opinion, that's 6 foot away. Looks pretty small. Alright. And it's not quite a round orb. And it seems to have different brightness in it. So it must have a 3-dimensionalness to it. And you can see where it's lighter, even on the zoomed in grained version viewer, which doesn't actually extrapolate data as you zoom in. You can see there's like curvy bits top and bottom here. So we'll carry on, and you'll notice how it moves. And then in the show they were zooming in and out all the time, so they didn't play it constantly on a static view on the show. It was really bad editing. And you can see these other bugs flying around. You can see the smears, so you can see there is long exposure there, and they leave trails, right? This is typical. And this thing was leaving a trail too, but it was moving. You can see how it sort of almost looks like it's a pom-pom. You know, what the Pacific Islanders and the Maoris swing around. They're called pom-poms. They're on like a well, they're made from like cotton. I mean, yeah, well, can be made from cotton and wool, and they're like little fluffy balls on the end of string or cotton, and you swing around. You can see here the way it was moving. Almost looks like it's on a piece of string. And that's all we got before they cut it, unfortunately. But you can see better how it moves on the actual episode. So it sort of popped up here, and then it sort of swung around here on this invisible cord, I reckon. And I'll tell you what it is soon. You can see how it deforms there. I'm using this zoom because it doesn't distort it so much, but if we zoom in, it'll pixelate with the other package. Alright, you can see it's definitely got a shape to it. Again, you can see there's brighter bits and lighter bits, so it's not a solid like a balloon. So it's not a balloon floating around. There's the frame beforehand. You can see how it's not distorted that way. Almost looks like there's something reflecting going off this way, which would be that invisible cord that we're not seeing. Hey Randy, how's it going? You into UFOs, are you yourself? Yes, grandson, I have to watch it later, I guess. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, just looking at the UFOs in each of the episodes when they produce something. I have tried to get hold of Brandon to try and get hold of the sources so I can analyze it better instead of taking it from TV cuts. Unfortunately, he doesn't reply. I guess I'm not rich enough, maybe, or not enough PhDs after my name or something. I don't know. Yeah. I think I had some paranormal last night again, but yeah, I'm not going to talk about that today. Yeah, in fact, it sounded like someone was walking on the roof last night, which is kind of creepy. and no one else was awake in the house. So yeah, I noticed there was a ladder on the side of the roof. But I asked Dad, he said he left it there. I said, that's not really good for security, is it? I don't know. Parents, well, yeah, they don't think. So anyway, it looks like there's something happening here on this one. So we're trying to figure out what could be. Still looks like there's a bit of maybe a thread going up here. There's no one. You can see that it's sort of distorted again. Go in this direction this time. You can see that the long exposure is causing a smear. It gets over here and the camera actually detects it and puts a box around it. Motion detection. So it's only detecting certain things. So that means there's not enough light bouncing off this object for the camera, for motion detector AI to respond to it. It's funny how it sort of put the box with all that space below, though, instead of drawing it above. But again, you see there is some sort of fluffiness happening there, and again, it's not a perfect sphere. So eventually they pan out again, so you can see how big the object really is, and we can zoom into it before it pixelates. And basically it drifted back from over that tree and started heading back this way. Obviously. Oh, open there. I went full screen for some reason. You can see these other bugs flying past. You can see this thing's now heading towards the tree. You can see other bugs flying past. And it looks like it's heading towards that closest tree here. I'll just zoom into that if it'll let us. So it looks like a object that may be, to me, 1 to 2 centimeters, about an inch big. It's fairly big, if that's the case. And I started doing some research on it because I've seen bugs on security cams before, and this looks like a spider. And I thought, well, could it be slightly too big to be a spider, because it's not near the lens like most of them. And sure enough, they got something like spiders up to 10 inches that can glide in air currents, and I thought, no way. They can drop from the sky, and they can also jump off trees and glide down to the ground. Ooh, imagine that landing on you. But yeah, inch big spiders drifting in air currents is not uncommon in America, apparently. So to me, I think that is a spider. So I was going to run it through some filters. Let's just zoom in that way. You're still pixelated. I have to go full screen. Okay, go that way. And it looks like there might be... Is that like tombstones there, though? You know, you often get... well, it could be that building they're talking about. Maybe it's looking at that cottage there. That looks like a building there, doesn't it? But it's near the building tree line. That's why they think it's paranormal. But to me, that looks like it's a spider on a thread, and you can see that some light at the very top of it. It seems to be reflecting. It's very hard to see. And eventually, you can't see it, but it actually lands on a leaf. Whereabouts is it? Oh no, it's still there. It's almost there to the tree branch that it wants to get on. See that there? You can see the line going up with the stick behind. Okay, so he was saying it's going behind the tree. It's not. It actually is going into the tree. And Travis guy, I don't know how he gets it so wrong, and it just then repeats again. So they did a close-up screen, which is that one there. And so that's the best we got of it on there. Thing you can see there's little black bits, which I believe is where there's gaps between the legs of the spider. And you can see he was talking about it smearing as it was moving in the air current, which obviously wasn't much air current because nothing was flying around. Spiders, I found out, don't actually use air currents to move. They throw out some thread and they charge it with electricity, and it interacts with the air, and actually they can actually drive it around. They can actually charge it in a way that they can move any direction they want to go. I suppose it gets attracted to air molecules on one of the... It's like two lines. They put two lines out. There's actually two threads close together, and they form like a V shape. And you wouldn't be able to see it on security camera unless it had moisture on it. But yeah, they just charge one side or the other, and they can steer it around and move it around between, and jump and sort of drift between trees. So I did some more filtering on it to see if I could see any shapes popping out. And I took this one here, which is really where it first shows up on the first frame. And you can see there's a lot of trees behind. You can't see it on that image too well, can you? You can't see the trees unless you really zoom in. And you can't see any threads, which is a bit unfortunate, but if you saw something there. So even the filter didn't bring out the threads, but it sort of suggested a shape to it. There was a spot in the middle here that was the most reflective. And you can see that's that bit there, and it has these little hollow bits, and you can see it going around the outside there. I didn't draw more in, but yeah, if you drew all the little hollow bits in, it would be like 4 legs each side, which a spider has. And this whispery stuff here is to do with long exposure, of course. So I had a look around on the web for spiders in Utah, and here's one here called a flying spider, a so-called the grey cross spider or bridge spider. I think it's also called an orb weaver. Both length of 9mm to 14mm. So let's just plug that in to American standard. 2 inches. So it reckons it's half an inch. So does that look right? Half an inch for the smallest to just under an inch, is it? 14. What's that come to? Millimeters. Half an inch, just over half an inch. That's a fairly large spider though, isn't it? And that might be what we're seeing on camera. When we go back here, does that look like half an inch spider? I reckon it could be. The only way would be to go to this bush here and measure the leaf compared to the object size. And see, it comes out roughly an inch. But that's not the only spiders that float on air, apparently. So let's just go back to that. And so I tried to here process it with the same filters, which obviously changes some of the blacks to reds. And if we zoom in here, you can see this shape here looks very similar to that shape there. And this going around the outside here would be where the legs would be. Coming back around the back. So that could be where the hollow bits are, right? That was seen on the distortion. Hollow bits, and a hollow bit. So there, hollow bit, sort of fits. So I might just do a quick. So what else did I find out here? Bridge spider body. Spider releases threads, so 2 of them generally, of silk into the wind. And they're found in Utah, North America throughout. Texas, that sort of places, California even. So it's a pretty common spider in America. I'm not sure if anyone out there from America has actually seen these floating around. Half-inch spider floating in the air. But it's not the only one. So I posted up on Twitter last night before bed. So you may have already known about it. And I posted up some example pictures of spiders on IR cam, and also this one here of a guy showing a whole field of them. So I'll just play a clip from his video.
Travels with Phil continues. Came back to Mona Lake, Mona Reservoir, and
because that kind of looks like SkinwalkRanch there, doesn't it? Quite a bit with the edge line here and the prairie. It's got the same sort of bushes, and it's also got some water supply around here, obviously. And so it's called SkinwalkRanch. So it's very similar. Okay, so you're seeing the little small ones. Normally the baby ones, when they first leave the nest, that's how they break away. They create the 2 threads and they drift off in air current. But when they're bigger, they learn to control it. It's a good way to float through the air and find new trees and new hunting grounds. A bit like the predator, right? But yeah, this guy here is filming a few in the daytime, which is quite interesting.
you see all the spider webs right in front of me?
Not really. We'll just zoom in.
These kind of spiders send out a long string, and if they want to travel, they just disconnect it from all the connecting or all the spots around it, and they literally float. You know, like one of those milk.
Okay, so you can see here, it's very hard to see the spiders he's talking about. Not sure if that's one of the threads there where the light's reflecting off it. Human eyes are better than camera, as we've pointed out. In New Zealand we get like in the grass we get these little spiders that also float, and they form these like big round messy spiders with full of a lot of babies in it. So you normally see that more out in the countryside on these type of bushes as well. But yeah, I just can't see the spiders he's talking about here until
Milkweeds
later
that you
on.
blow on and all the little seed pods go off.
I think when
Well, that's what they
passes
do.
his camera.
I've been out here by this reservoir, which I think is a really cool place. And it's, you can see the webs here.
Not
And
really,
it's just
mate.
been really cool because I was just sitting here watching a train go by, and all of a sudden I see this spider floating by. Fortunately, it's a small spider. Don't know if I'd want a big spider floating by and landing on me, but that's how they travel. And I've heard of it before, but it had been a long time, and I'd forgotten about it because I just suddenly saw this spider floating by. I'm going, what the heck is going on? Until I saw the actual filament that was supporting it, and literally it'd go up and down too. I don't think it was controlling it. It seemed like it was all on the wind, but pretty interesting stuff here. All right, from Mona Reservoir, Travels with Phil, back to you.
So if you saw a spider on that, you got good eyes, because I didn't see anything. So you'll probably see them better on IR, infrared camera, a lot better. And here's the example. I think it might be in a garage, this one, is it? What do you call it? Shed, garage. Here you go, here it's swinging around. And here it comes, climbing up the thread, I should say, not the web. Oh, suddenly disappeared. Where did that go? UFO man. Whoop, there it comes. Was it? Or was that another bug? It's hard to tell. And that's so close to the camera. You can see it. Sometimes it looks like a perfect orb, and sometimes it's that elongated one. But that's way closer than the Skinwalker Ranch one. And here's another one on a web page, unfortunately. Let's see if it loads. Okay, so let's see what this one has. Just it's caught on the security camera. Okay. Oh, that one's really close. And you can actually start to see some of the legs in it. It's upside down even, by the looks of it. So that to me looks like what you see quite a lot on those paranormal shows, right? This shows you this little spider coming down off the roof. And these security cameras pick them up pretty good. Because the infrared light bounces off it, so because it's like it's called active infrared, and it bounces off like a little radar, and then it sends it back off to the lens of the camera, bouncing off the invisible light that we don't see with our eyes. So that looks to me pretty much like the Skinwalker Ranch video. And so yes, debunked as far as I'm concerned, and you can see I sent it off to Brandon, who hasn't acknowledged it as far as I know. Let's have a look. Brandon, has he liked it? Doesn't look like it, does it? See, these people don't like it when you debunk their stuff. They so want to believe that everything they're capturing is UFO. And even Travis, the PhD guy, they got the 1.6 kilohertz signal going, and he says, that's got to be a communication satellite. Yeah, mate, you're getting closer. Where is your tracking software on the show? Just to check it. They said, oh, but it can't be because it's coming above 5,000 feet. We triangulated it. Well, it doesn't mean they didn't make any mistakes, or maybe it's just the way it was bouncing off the hillside, and the signal went where they were measuring it. You just don't know. We know they got a base station near Utah there. So was it transmitting upwards to the satellites? And maybe it was bouncing off the ice crystal layer they've got there. over their ranch. That's sort of maybe, you know, because of the structure of the land and how it's sort of like a parabolic dish that will concentrate at that 5,000 feet or 2,000 feet upwards level, right? It would change the atmospherics there. So they need to look into space, and so far I haven't seen on the show them proving there's nothing in space when that signal happens. But we haven't ruled out possibility of a cloak spy plane or drone that the government's using, which is also using that frequency to beam up information to the internet through one of these communication satellites. So it makes sense that they may be still keeping an eye on it. Didn't they say in the first season that, or the second season, that Travis had an inside government source that said they were still monitoring the ranch from space? So that should have been a clue there. So, yeah. On to the next thing, I guess. And that would have to look at other videos. So how long did that one take? Because I did actually do a lot of work behind the scenes on that one. So that took 36. So that would have taken an hour and a half normally. Okay. This shows you got to spend time on it. But like I said, you can actually do more research on this and type in flying spiders, Utah, and that's normally where you start. Then you start doing a lot of reading. So it talks about jumping spiders here as well. I'm not sure if they use a thread or not. It's got these long gangly legs as well. Flying spiders glide from tree to tree, control where they go, you know, where they land. That's what we saw in the video. Again, it's got these big gangly legs. So yeah, a lot of reading there. And that's in California. Spider that can glide through air. The skydiving Selenops, nocturnal hunting spider, found in South America, can jump from trees and control its direction on the way down. So that's south. I think they might have a picture somewhere. I think that might be the one. No, there's a video somewhere of one of these tree spiders gliding downwards from the top of the tree, which is kind of crazy to see it, but yeah, it just lands quite nicely on the ground. They're pretty much common worldwide, I think. Spiders, Utah State Parks. Okay, let's have a look at that one. Alright, so looks like a PDF. Ooh, yucky, look at that one. Gives me the creeps already. I hate spiders. Hey, look at the legs on it. That was like the ones in Australia that I used to have to chase around with a big broom. They were the size of a dinner plate running around the wall. Couldn't have those and sleep at the same time. No way. And of course they got the redback is also in Utah. Jumping one. Kind of looks like a crab. Woods. What's that one? Louse. Quite a few spiders in Utah anyway. There's just a few of them. 4 spiders you want to avoid. Come on. Yeah, I think I'd want to avoid that. Hobo spider, yellow sac spider, wolf spider, black widow. Yuck. I don't know about you, but I get itches when I see that. 10 spiders, that's 10 spiders. Let's see what that one says. Western spotted orb weaver. So this is one of these ones that can fly, I think. It's got the big body and the big dangly legs. What else we got? Crab spider. This is another one that meant to be able to fly. False black widow. Yuck. Hobo spider. We just looked at that one. Desert recluse. Yeah, it's got really long legs. Mouth spider. Red back jumping spider. If that jumped on me, it'd probably freak the shit out of me. Okay, Western black widow. Ooh, look at that thing. And it's got a pod of babies, I think, is it? Or was that's killed? That must be the male one, smaller than the female one. She mates with it and then eats it, doesn't she? Or spider. Yuck. I know, if any aliens are in this world, it's got to be spiders, and it's spiders and ants. I imagine that turns out to be what's flying around in UFOs, and the government's not telling us because it'll scare the crap out of us. These massive kind of insect-like beings are flying these around. We can't stop them coming to your house. But now everybody knows about it. Expect more visits because aliens now know that you know. Alright, spiders galore. But you can see there's not too much on the flying aspect of it, which is a bit hard to find. But if you type in, what was it now? What was it called? I forgot. There was crab one. Crab, does it come up? Anyway, I did find the information, but it took a wee while to find it. The crab ones and the orb weaver, or what they're called. What was it called now? Grey cross spider. Okay, so we type that one in. Which are meant to be all over North America. Okay. There it is. Poisonous. Okay. The bite of the cross orb weaver. It's not painful. Flying spiders. Poisonous. So even if it lands on you, pretty much okay. Where do grey spiders live? Europe and have been observed. Mediterranean. Also in America. Why hasn't it listed the rest of it? Let's see. I guess it depends. Found the bridges. Why is it not talking about America? It's listed here in green. So they're found in Europe and North America. It's funny how you can see there's a pattern here. You can see that obviously they may have drifted across the sea into North America on air currents, right? There's the location there on the map. See that? There you go. Utah, all over the place. But not the rest of the world. For those ones anyway. It's flying spider seen in Chicago. What's that saying there? There you go. Orb Weaver. That was one of the names. There's a bridge spider. So let's have a look at that one. Found all over North America. Got some pop down. Baby spider spin balloon like webs. Caught by the wind and travel great distances. There you go. When fully grown, the spider's pretty big, about the size of a $50 coin. So I don't know what that is. So that's like an inch, they're saying, is it? I guess. Hilton, eh? Spiders are scaring away the guests. Okay. How come it hasn't talked about North America as well? So you've got to have to read a few articles to try and piece all the information together. That's what I did last night. Flying spiders are real. Yeah, but no one's really written much about them, all the species that can fly. Obviously, it's not just one species. Look at that one. You wouldn't want that flying through the air and hit you in the face, would you? I certainly wouldn't. Flying spider, and does it actually fly? No, it doesn't. It drifts and actually controls it with electrical charges, they now know. Grey cross spiders, there you go, that's the name, bridge. Talking about their flying capabilities, there's nothing off that sort. They do not have any wing. These species of spiders to fly. However, they do have ability to balloon their web, which enables them to swing around in the air, which we've seen on those videos as for long distances with the help of the wind. But we know it's not just the wind. You have to read other articles probably. In order to get that initial thrust, these spiders employ static electricity. There you go. Being an orb weaver, spiders are most commonly found on rocky surfaces beside some kind of water body, which they got at Skinwalker. Although not so common in the household, Flying spiders are mostly found during the summer season. Doesn't say you don't find it throughout the year though, does it? Margie in Chicago, one of the early public sightings was in the summer 22. The spiders sighted on top of towers. They're talking about the Hilton again. The spiders pull towards the light, which is why they escalate. Moths do fly bites. Yeah, so that article doesn't talk about other locations. But anyway, we know that they're all around. If you want to go and do more research on that, go ahead. But we'll move on. You always learn something new on this channel, hopefully. I find it fascinating, though. Because there's not too much known about them still. Obviously, need more scientists out there to research it all. And work out what all the ones that can fly. And where they're all located. So yeah, Secureteam didn't do much, but we'll have a quick look. Where's this thing? There it is. He put out this one here. What did he know? The chilling case. Now, he's done this story before. Researchers episodes. He was a black man, I think he was, and they found this cipher on him, apparently. I'm not sure if it got worked out now. I think some of it got worked out. He was found dead with this cryptic note. Which, if you're a drug dealer or something, you can see they could probably talk in code and have some sort of key to decode it. You can find your bag of heroin such and such deep under the rubbish tin or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't hold much in the story being anything to do with aliens. Seeks out cracking code. There you go. They haven't cracked it, I don't think. Perhaps he's the... Wait, what's that guy? That did the Zodiac. The Zodiac did a similar cipher, didn't he? Looks very similar. Substitution. And if you got the book that's used as a key, you can decode it. It's not quite the same as the Zodiac one. He had other symbols he added in, the crosses and the circle and stuff like that. So we probably could look that up ourselves anyway. I'm not sure why he's got it on his channel. But I think he's talked about it before, and he may even use the same episode. Because he's pretty lazy lately. He may use most of it and just talk about it. Yeah, just paste that in there. See what comes up. Bingo! Looks exactly the same, doesn't it? With the headsets. Dark and Arcades. There you go. What else? Time travel. So it normally puts in other searches under the top ones that match it completely. That's the way Google does things. So this one's probably got the word Ricky in it or something. So is that one probably. So they're nothing to do with it. But let's see. Let's do a comparison. See how much you used it in past episodes. So that was 16 minutes, and this one's 9. So let's see what he said years ago. When was it now?
To me, because
2017.
I know that we have a lot of smart people who watch this channel, much smarter than me.
Okay, so that sounds like the opening of his new one too.
And I was hoping that maybe one of you guys could look into this and try to crack the code. So if you want, check out the links below. And thank you guys for stopping by and listening to the first installment of Insomnia Stories right here.
Okay, so he was going to do that, and he never did it, right? So he's gone back to this idea. So, how much of the story did he have here? It looks the same, doesn't it? It looks identical. Just flicking through it here. He's just recycled it, just re-edited it slightly. Probably a 5-minute job. He's lazy. He really is lazy. I think this restarts there.
A new series here on the Secureteam channel that will be devoted to presenting you guys with some of the most mysterious, unexplained stories or cases that I can get my hands on. And I'm not sure what the name is going to be, but just for shits and gigs, I think I'm going to call it Insomnia Stories. How about that? Because, well, I don't know. It just has a cool ring to it. Corny, in this case. Then don't blame yourself, because a lot of the mysterious details surround...
Yeah, so let's see. We've just heard that one. Let's play his latest one.
Both... Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam, or as I like to call the channel, anytime after 12 a.m., Insomnia Team. And here we are, another late night, at least where I am. And I wanted to talk to you guys about some future changes, well not really changes, but some new things coming to the channel. You know, we've always been based around UFO sightings, government conspiracies and cover-ups, but as the years have gone by, I've been wanting, and I know many of you have voiced your concerns as well, that you want to see some other cool new stuff. If you followed the channel, you'll know that I also have a love of telling mysterious stories, whether it be about legends, myths, unexplainable mysteries that have never been solved, what have you. Because a lot of these cases and stories tie in to the topic of this channel, which is basically anything.
So, using the same graphics, he's changed the intro slightly. This shows he's running out of material. So why recycle the same old story? He could have said, oh, 5 years ago we talked about this story and we're going to do stories which never happened. So I've decided to actually take that further and actually start doing more stories now. He could have changed it. He could have made a better excuse for it. Because people are going to remember this like I have. So he thinks, oh, 5 years ago I can just start recycling some stuff. And still collect all that money from those suckers out there.
Things strange. If it's strange, then bring it here to the channel and we'll talk about it. So today, with this video, we are going to start a new series here on the Secureteam channel that will be devoted to presenting you guys with some of the most mysterious, unexplained stories or cases that I can get my hands on. Tonight, we will be discussing the mysterious case of the 1999 Ricky McCormick ciphers. So if you haven't heard of this case, then don't blame yourself, because a lot of the mysterious details surrounding it didn't even come out until around 12 years.
Okay, so isn't that the same audio as the other one? It's just re-edited.
Surrounding it didn't even come out until around 12 years later, after the mysterious death of the 1999 of the 19. This is the first of Secureteam's Insomnia Stories, where tonight we will be discussing the mysterious case of the 1999 Ricky McCormick ciphers. So if you haven't heard of this case, then don't blame yourself, because a lot of the mysterious details
Recycled.
surrounding it didn't even come out until around 12 years later, after the mysterious death
So
of a man
identical.
named Ricky McCormick. So who was this man? And the plan
So let's go back to the other one. 5 years ago.
surrounding it didn't even come out until around 12 years later, after the mysterious death of a man named Ricky McCormick. So who was this man?
He got caught,
And the
Tyler.
is, he was a nobody. He was poor and lived in
Oh,
the
I forgot
projects
to mute
of
the
St.
speaker.
Louis,
You get
Missouri.
echoes.
It wasn't until June
There
30th,
we go. I thought there was some
1999,
echo.
that police came upon the dead body of a man abandoned.
Let's go back to the new one. Let's see how similar it is. Ah, damn.
Do you have... So today, with this mysterious death of a man named Ricky McCormick. So who was this man? And the plain answer is, he was a nobody. He was poor and lived in the projects of
You didn't
St.
mix it
Louis,
up
Missouri.
alright.
It wasn't until June 30th, 1999, that police came upon
He's been
the
caught.
body of a man abandoned in an empty field in St. Charles County. The man later turned out to be Mr. McCormick, and on discovery, police found 2 mysterious handwritten notes folded up in his pockets. He was also found over 10 miles away from his residence, and they had no solid leads as to who would have wanted to kill him or why. Upon reading these notes,
You notice how it sort of glitches, though. Glitch there. That's because he's got something happened with
surrounding
the
it didn't
editing.
even come out until around 12 years later, after the mysterious death of a man named Ricky McCormick. So who was this man?
So this is
And the
original.
plain answer is, he was a nobody. He was
Nobody.
poor and lived in the projects of St. Louis, Missouri. It wasn't until June 30th, 1999, that police came upon the dead body of a man
Same
abandoned
pictures,
in an
everything.
empty field in St. Charles County. The man later turned out to be Mr. McCormick, and on discovery of the murder victim, police found 2 mysterious handwritten
Exactly the
notes
same, isn't it?
folded up in his pockets. He was also found over 10 miles away from his residence, and they had no solid leads as to who would have wanted to kill him or why. Upon reading these notes that they found in his pockets, they discovered what could only be described as a cipher of some kind. And it wasn't until 12 years later, in 2011, did the FBI finally reveal the fact that they had discovered the mysterious notes, and now needed help from the public in decoding this complex cipher. You're seeing one of the letters here, by the way, and this comes straight from the FBI.gov website.
Okay, so why would they be interested? Maybe there's someone else that's shown up with the same cipher in 2012, maybe. So it could be related to drugs, couldn't it? Quite easily. So let's have a look at this. So basically he's taken the same episode 5 years ago and recycling it without very much editing. Sober. Well, we'll say code. See what comes up. Encrypted notes. Okay, let's have a look at the Wikipedia. Not sure if I'm going to be able to read it. Okay. I might just zoom in a bit. Description and the notes. Okay, let's have a look at this. Now, why is there circle bits there? And that doesn't make any sense. So did he do that, or did the FBI do that? Criticism, okay. Family members said they never knew of Ricky to write and code. They said that only told investigators he sometimes jotted down nonsense he called writing, and they seriously questioned McCormick's capacity to craft the notes found in his pockets. So maybe he didn't, but maybe he had a method of decoding it. The only thing he could write was his name. He didn't write in no code. Yeah, but if you're shown how to look up the letters and then write it down, it will maybe give an address of where something's been delivered. So it doesn't say too much here, does it? Other contents of the victim's pocket, but family only found out about the notes 12 years later. Which is kind of strange. Why wouldn't they talk about the notes? It must have been part of another ongoing investigation, I'd say. And they didn't want to tell it because it would have come out in the news or something, probably. And spilled the beans. Notes and code. 41-year-old man. But I still don't understand why it would be on a UFO channel. Because he's called a Secureteam doesn't mean he does only UFOs. Is that what he's trying to say now? I've always said I can do various topics because of my name on my channel. Anything that's mysterious to Earth, like because that's why I didn't choose the UFO #1 channel or whatever names that other people are coming up with. Does not propose at all to decipher the code or its variants, because it remains unresolved today. Nobody has yet found a perfect translation or explanation. 2 handwritten sheets. These notes are made up of letters and numbers. What is the content script of page 1? Well, this have typed it up makes it a bit easier to read, I guess. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Anything backwards? Yeah. Let's have a look. Is it like scrambled words? I don't think so. So it's a substitution and possibly scrambled as well. Yeah, I don't know. NCBE, I don't think that spells anything, does it? Nib, Nick. But it does look like words though, doesn't it? Because I've got spaces in between. So you can break the cipher with the smaller words, right? So 2-letter words. It, if, so, and, to. What else have I missed? By. Any other words? By. So it could be by. So that means N could be B. T could be Y. But then let's have a look at that. What other T words have we got? Oh yeah, T N at the end there, if that's a Y. So that sort of matches. T, Y. So that could be your or something like that. Y. What was the other letter? N. B. Y something something B. That sort of don't fit anything as far as I know. Y O U B. Unless they can't spell, of course. You be at this address, mate. Okay. By 9 o'clock, or we'll come and kill you. So that's Y. YF then. That doesn't sort of work. So let's try something else. 2. So that means T is O. And N is T. So does that fit? So let's go back to that first word. That means that would be... I'll give you a link to this page anyway, so you can all have a go if you want to later. Anyone that likes to do code breaking. It'd be easier to write it down, wouldn't it? And use that Franklin one where you can type in missing letters and it will tell you all the words that fit. This is ideal for a program. Some kids at high school to develop a code breaking program. Sort of thing I would have done years ago when I was younger. But I can't be stuffed nowadays. Let's see. 2. N is T. T. O. O something something. T. Something. O. I wonder if Google can do it. Word substitution. O something something. Was it another letter? T, we reckon. And then I got something. On. Is that right? Well, I got too many things in between. One. Oh, right, it's only 2, so that makes it a bit easier. So what words fit that? TY. On the T. On the T. On the T. On the T. I wonder if it does it. Do that. What does OT stand for on that? Be good if it, Google actually did have, like the Franklin has, missing letters. There we go, crossword solver. That might be what we're after. Let's see, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. O and T. I'll give you a link to this thing as well if you want. Any answers to that? Oaks. Don't think so. Obits. Omits. Or rates. Oust. So there's not too many words that fit that. Or right. Talk. Omits. No states playwright. Former present. Obate. So it could be a person's name at the start, I suppose. So bits. Someone's deaf. Oaks. Oaks. I think so that would. Kill for driving hops. So maybe he was a home brewer. Maybe Maybe, who knows. So that's one combination. So that means we got that one there, which would be T something something T something something. So let's try that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. It's got a plus symbol in between, hasn't it though? Oh no, is that a T? No, it's a strange looking T. It's lowercase, isn't it? Does it matter? So T something something T something something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's try that one. We're just assuming that 2-letter one based on the letters. Of course. And we think it's T something T. Okay, does that come up with anything that's useful? Search for answer. Tactic. That's like a good word, doesn't it? Plan for attaining. Tantra. Tartan. Tartar. Tasted. Okay. Tastes. That could be a possibility. So there's not too many ones there that fit those letters there based on that first word that I picked up. Yeah, it could be. It could be someone's name. Let's start something name. Well, it could be like a code words with the name. Tactic. Tasted. So it could be a code word tasted. Okay. It's a possibility. Or tastes. Something taste. So it might be talking about the last batch of pills they had. That's possible. That's really possible. Anyway, if you want to go through that, if you're bored one night, I haven't got time to do it now, but I thought I'd just get you started. Yep, perhaps the code is pick or drop off. Very true, could be. Drugs or money. But what's it got to do with UFOs? If it was like a abduction that went wrong, someone saw it or something, then be more interesting, I think. So we'll put that there, in the side chat. It's quite a handy little tool for code breaking. So I wasn't even planning to do this. This is all on the whim of what Secureteam was doing. And I think what I'm doing here was a bit more interesting than what he was doing. Now, he could have done a live show on it, right? He could have done a little demo video of it and played it on a live show and then decided to do a code break-in with everybody who wants to come on, try and figure it out. I shouldn't give him ideas though, should I? What was this guy's name again? Ricky someone. I've forgotten it already. Ricky Code. There we go. If you manage to solve it, let us know. What do we got here? Page 2. Yeah, things in brackets, so that kind of almost looks like a list, doesn't it? A few words in brackets. Or maybe they just form random words, and the ones in brackets are the one that forms the sentence. It could be another layer of encryption. 2-layer encryption. Very interesting stuff though. Decode retains ownership of McCormick's cipher. Source code accepts open source license. Have they managed to decode it now, have they? Copy paste off the page. Decode, okay. So someone reckons they got a decode. Toolkit to solve every games, riddles, decode. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Be funny if I was on the right path there. Well, that's the same thing. That's what we're looking at already. That's what we're looking at here. So, I didn't see it decoded. Am I missing something? Search tool. Type. Browse the full decode tool list. Decode is free and its tools are valuable help in the game's maths. Okay, so I don't understand why it's copyrighted. Decode does not propose a tool to decipher the code or its variants because the code remains unresolved. That makes no sense. Why are we copyrighted? Similar pages. Zodiac Killer. Tarot cards. Base 36 cipher. 37. PayPal. It's Patreon. Keywords. So yeah, I don't understand. Example. Some letters suits appear several times. So it might be a bit more complicated. That's what they're saying. If they couldn't do it, it's not going to be a simple cipher. So 2-letter word. If it's a substitution one, it's going to make it a lot harder. It's not going to be simple rearranging the letters from other letters. So, but you never know, you might see something they didn't. But leave it at that. But we can see here Tyler did the saying, "Oh crap," and didn't add anything new to it. And Secureteam, email me. And he's got less information there than ever. So Cypher is creepy. One of my favorite YouTube channels. If you want to live in fantasy land and love CGI videos, yes. I hadn't seen this intro before. Thanks. The beginning commercial was awesome. Really like the new presentation. I love story time, Tyler. And yet he didn't do it, did he? He didn't stick with it because it's too much work. Creating stories. I've got a few stories on mine too, if you're interested in those kind of stories. I've got one called the Green People and one called the Blue People. Go and check those ones out. Probably got a few more. Bob the Alien is another one, which is another good one to go and listen to. What else? I'll just do a search. So yeah, Secureteam's a big letdown. Actually, I should have checked out what people were saying about his latest episode, whether they're disappointed. But yeah, search mine if you want to listen to some stories and new to the channel. I keep promoting them, but there's one called Green People. And I do proper analysis on it and see if it's possible or not. So people with green skin. There's a good paranormal one I did from my magazines that I was doing for my 40-year-old collection. I scanned it in and tried to see how they made the ghost image, and it looks like there's actually a glass panel which they could put a reflection on, which makes sense because some of them did have panels put up like perspex and glass panels as well. If they had like a bishop stand to stop people, touching them and stuff. Or they may had something on display there or something. But yeah, I guess blue people, and then you got green people, blue people. I just figured all the ones I've got out there. It didn't work. Blue people's an interesting one. There are actual people with blue skin, believe it or not. I did a recap on this one, found out more information too. Blue people. In one of these episodes here. Can't remember which one it was now. Why is blue people? Here we go. There it is. Bigfoot and UFO connections. Some good stories there. Crazy Bigfoot stories. There's some stories there as well. Just try to think what else I've done. And also Brazil stories. That's another one that's quite good. Weird stories. This one here, it's got a good one. Very similar to that one there too. A bit for vocals if you want to have some fun. I play various vocals from Bigfoots to animals, and you got to guess which ones are Bigfoots. So if you've not done that one before, it's a bit of fun. As you into Bigfoots. Yeah, what have I done to goof on? I've done a lot. A lot of stuff. Yeah. And I've done a few funnies, of course. Of course, I've got music and art ones I've done. And we got cases with Roberts, who won't be probably doing a show with us anymore. He may show up occasionally, you never know. One on 5G signals. Well, there actually was two on 5G. And how it was related to Skinwalker Ranch as well, so that might be something you want to look into. Yeah. Indians. Weird military badges. UFO abduction stories. Yeah, just skimming through there, just to see if it can jog my memory of some that are worth watching. And they're not 2 hours or 4 hours, of course. Some are 10 minutes, some are 20 minutes. So it's very similar to what he's done. Okay, so let's go on to the next person. Third phase. And see what's been done there. So what's new? Where did we get to last time? So they've added 4 videos since last time. Holy moly. Breaking news. Joins the hunt for UFOs. Did SpaceX just film the return of the Black Knight? So we have to go through that. Anyone that's talking about the Black Knight still, what we would call hoaxes, shills, because everybody knows about Black Knight now. I've been talking about it for the last 6 years. It's a collection of made up stories. And anyone on a UFO channel that keeps pointing out the Black Knight satellites has to be, as far as I'm concerned, a fraud or hoax promoter. So there you go. So let's just go from where? First one, we skipped this one because it was actually Earth Battalion. I was trying to think of the name of it last time. Earth Battalion, you know, the guys, the steer goats. That's the documentary. So I can't play that because I'll probably get copyright. Hey, metal gaming. Whenever I read metal, I always think mental. Because my brain substitutes. And good evening, how's it going? It's actually afternoon here. 2 o'clock in the afternoon already. Time flies when we're having fun, I tell you. So yeah, so far we've talked about Skinwalker Ranch UFO, the latest UFO sighting, what I believe it is, and all the research I did with it. And now we just looked at Secureteam, found that he was recycling an old episode and hardly did any editing on it. And we just looked at the cipher ourselves for a wee bit of fun and posted it in the side links if you want to have a go. Now we're looking at third phase, so you haven't really missed out too much, about an hour and a bit. So let's start off with the next one on. That one's the documentary, so let's look at this one. I don't think we've done this one.
Let's just go down the rabbit hole here for a second. Let's just assume this is some sort of adversarial.
Is it loud enough? I can pump it up a wee bit. That's pretty loud, isn't it? For me in the headset, anyway.
Got a special report for you. It's approximately 6:02 p.m. Hawaii time. We're on the Big Island of Hawaii, and again, we're going to be traveling across the country. We keep saying that, but
okay, why don't you go to the moon or Mars and find some of those doorways?
back to you. Thanks for.
Hey, I got some money. You better pay
and
off Richard
appreciate
now.
all the support.
Send that money
Michelle,
to Richard.
Appreciate it so much. Again, the support chat it's open. I guess you call it the super chat, super stickers. I guess there's this new thing called the thanks afterwards when the video's played. Even if you're not here live,
You don't need money, Blake. You got millions of dollars in the bank.
you can show your support by this acorns, diamond shape, saucer shape, but only in those
I'm
regions.
the one that
Right
needs
now,
the money.
We've gained permission from a person in Jakarta who has just recently submitted some new
Okay, he's got
evidence.
another
But
one.
again, before we get to that, I want to give again a
Another
super thank you to
$5.
Rooftop Solutions LLC. We went to Sedona tour with Mike. Thanks for the referral. Wow, that's pretty
another
cool.
one.
Yeah, we did an episode with Mike over there at
It's
UFO
15, is it?
Sedona UFO tours, and I guess Rooftop hooked up.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, where's the UFO? Must be it. Okay, looks like it's far away. Let's see. He's on a high rise, is he? Looks like it's high up from the ground. Could it be a gondola ride there? And that could be another gondola in the distance, where it goes around in a circle. Let's have a look. Keep on going. Looks like a road there. So where are they filming from?
So
Good
now
question.
I'm getting a side-by-side comparison. The original to the left, and I actually get a pretty good look at this when I blow it up about 200 to 300%. I'm not exactly sure, but I do some tracking on it, and when this thing comes into frame, we're going to get a really good look at this, especially when he zooms up. Watch it.
Okay, so what's this building that was out the front here, though? Because that gives us an idea if it's like a theme park.
Really,
or...
really good look at this. Any thought comparison? The original to the left.
Okay, there's a solar. Is it a high mast light there? What's that up the corner there? Oh, we forget about that UFO. That's probably a leaf on a tree. But yeah, they didn't even mention that one. Looks like it's a hydro dam there, is it? But what's this guy standing on? So that makes a difference to the story. Almost looks like in Germany or somewhere like that, doesn't it? Okay, keep on going.
And I actually get a pretty good look at this when I blow it up about 200 to 300%. I'm not exactly.
Okay, what's here? So we've got a highway next to the dam going up to what could be the powerhouse. So that means there's going to be overhead wires. There's a little dirt road down in the valley there. Why, I don't know.
Exactly sure.
When is a highway? And so there could be power lines in the distance.
I do some tracking on it, and when this thing comes in.
So could that be a water tower?
With the frame, we're gonna get.
What do you reckon? Okay, it looks like some buildings in the distance there. You know, that kind of looks like an overhead light. Well, blurred out, doesn't it? So, is that far away or is it close? This looks like an overhead light. Could be a gondola. Could it be a gondola? Don't know. There's a few possibilities at the moment. If that was an overhead light, it's fairly big.
Get a really good look at this, especially when he zooms up. Watch it at this point. We're gonna get a really, really good look at this. Any thoughts, guys?
Show us. Because it's blurry at the moment. Alright, so is that the best we're gonna get? hot air balloon. See, it's on that sort of background where if you had a cable, you're not going to see it. It's really typical Billy Meyer, isn't it? Not much sun to reflect off cable and that sort of stuff. Still could be a crazy overhead light, but why? Cable lights. So what do you reckon? What about the overflight from the British Queen's birthday UFO? I did that last live show. Formation flight. Did you? Yeah, we did that last live. 43, is it? This is 44. Let's see, do you have gondolas that are shaped like that? Gondola shapes. Normally square boxes, aren't they? Not that kind of gondola. These ones. Did I spell it wrong? G-O-N. That's how it's respelled it though. Gondola. But it's also the name of a boat by the looks of it. Yeah, so it's not those ones, is it? Two together. We don't want the boat one. How do we get rid of those ones? That's going to make it complicated, doesn't it? Right. What's the other names they have for it? Yeah, I don't know. Could be a balloon still. Like a hot air balloon, perhaps.
The Richest YouTube channel says everything that we're seeing is government technology. That's definitely something to consider. Again, I'm not seeing any kind of gondola underneath or anything. This is, it's manned. It's from within this object. And that's what I'm kind of digging about the sighting. It is off the hook here as far as when people want to say they want to see close-up footage of a UFO. I gotta say, this is pretty close up. Purple Sparkle Felicity, $2 super chat. Thanks for the live and the hard work and the consistency. Appreciate that. That's what we're trying to do. We're just been doing it for so long, and the information comes in from the public. Look at this. I really get a good close-up at a look at this, guys. So when we're watching these kind of videos, you look for indications if it's been manipulated. But again, we're dealing with real people from around the world, not people that are just randomly or consistently sending us UFO videos. These are strangers to us, so they're not in it for anything.
Could it be a kite? And we're just seeing it as a square or diamond face. Does look like a kite there though, doesn't it? A square or diamond kite. I think they got a special name for them. So looks a bit like that there, doesn't it? As if he's gone away from it now. I had it zoomed in, didn't I? Damn it. I had it zoomed in. So you can see the cross beams, right? One there, and it's got the curvy bits. Just like this here. I think it's a kite for fun. They could easily create that themselves, couldn't they? Yeah, you're right, they could easily create the fake. Just get Blake to fly the kite there out near the beach, which is near a forest. And Brent goes up to the hydro dam on the river that's going near the beach. Just film it.
They're not in it for anything. I think this video only had 12 views on it as of the last time I took a look at it from YouTube. We're going to be sharing the original link, so make sure you take a look at it. In my opinion.
Hey, did they live the promise? Did they actually list the source this time? Ah, they have. Of course it's granted. So let's have a look at the source and see if they beg to use it, right? Because they're saying they're always receiving it in email, right? So that means they don't have to beg to use it on their video. So they're liars. What's happened there? He's given us the wrong link. Ah, the dirtbag. Has he made it into a 1-minute clip, has he? That's not the link, Blake. You turkey. Just do that again, just in case. No. Alright, here it is here. And where is it? Somewhere in South America, is it? Is that the one? So it's just short. 1 minute long. And it won't play for me. What a rat bag. That's the buggy code of YouTube for you. No, that's not going to work. Strange. Oh, now it's working. Or something is. Must be autoplay when you scroll, is it?
Why is it?
Yeah, it is too. Here we go. Is that the one? This too. It's autoplay.
Oh, porque UFO.
UFO, what's it? UFO.
Pesawat UFO.
Okay, so it's not Brent and Blent faking it this time. Unless they're hiring actors to do it, which is possible. Yeah, it looks like it might be near a beach or a coastline way over there, doesn't it? Where you'd fly kites. Can we really zoom in there? Filmed the wrong way again. It should be landscape. So that looks like a dam. So that could be actually an inlet for like boats or something, couldn't it? Let the boats come up the river and get protected inshore. Could be a mouth going to a seaside. Makes sense. Where's that location? Can we actually copy that? Let's try. Copy. Actually, search. Let's see what comes up. Aha, here we go. Some sort of hydro dam project box. What? Hydro dam. Where would someone be flying a kite though? So he must be up here filming this direction, right? Let's get a bigger picture of it. So where's the White House? Where's the motorway though? Looks like it hasn't been finished there. There's a big hydro dam. Which way are we looking though? So if there's a river, then it could go out to the sea. Whereabouts is the sea from here? We need to find a map. Map. Okay, looks like it's still developing it there. Well, there's that White House, isn't it? So he's up this way. Alright, see how it goes upwards? Looks like it's stepped up, so he must be standing up there somewhere. Filming that way. So we're looking down on it. So where's that thing he's standing on? It's a bit hard to know. Okay. Well, they at least could have brought up a map for us, couldn't they? So, behind the trees is farmland. So it's not a beach. Farmland. There's airports. Airports there. So whereabouts is the airport going that way? Okay, it's not anywhere near a beach. And looks like most of the city is this way. So depending on which way they're filming, are they filming this way? Could easily be someone flying a kite. University. Yeah. But can we work out which way he's filming? There's the white building there, so he's filming that way, isn't he? So that's got to be over near where the city is then. So it's over this direction, over this way. Over this way. Somewhere there probably. Aha. Yeah, it's not too far away, is it? There you go, the built up area, it's right in the right direction. So it's got to be a kite, I reckon. Okay. But there is the sea not far away. But that would have to be one big kite if you were flying it over here. Which I don't think so, because we're looking in this direction. And also it'd be a big kite if it was there. It could be a hot air balloon though. But I think it's looking like that. So anyway. Let's just keep going. I was actually going to look at Secureteam's comments before, but I forgot. Don't we'll leave it. We won't worry about it.
This is 100% legitimate footage, no manipulation. Again, from this.
Okay, so they could have added what I just did, the maps and work out which direction it was, which like I did, and then we can sort of suss out whereabouts it may be hovering over.
Region in Jakarta, and that's what I kind of like, that we're able to.
Was it Jakarta? I closed it now, have I? Central Java. Where is it? Is it the right location? It's a bunch of islands. Malaysia, Singapore, Jakarta. So at least he's being honest. We've got the right location at least.
In a lot of cases, give you the exact location and the region where these were shot. Maybe somebody in this area spotted the exact.
Looks like he's going to show us what I just showed you then. Is it going to happen? Let's have a look.
Same thing, and we could get multiple angles. Did we see this thing come down? I wish we had more footage, but again, let me just get it to the point where we get some really good looks at this thing. The thing was pretty off in a distance, whatever their object is. So when he zooms up on it, this thing's quite large. I'd have to estimate probably at least, I don't know, 100, maybe 200 feet in length. So this is huge, but then again, it seems that it's in some kind of unpopulated location. This is good stuff. Again, I'm going to be dropping our live stream. If you guys want to join us, give us some opinions of what you think this object is in the sky. Have you seen anything like this? Have you experienced it? Again, this is pretty amazing footage as we're looking at it in real time.
It still looks like a kite. But yeah, it could be a balloon. But why can't we see the basket underneath? Because some of these things can be quite big if it's balloons. Let's see, diamond balloon. Let's search on that. Or a square balloon, maybe. Oh, diamonds would be better, wouldn't it? Diamond. Oh, yeah. Balloon. They're not diamonds, stupid Google. Not seeing any diamonds. Oh, here we go. Here's one. Fiji, black diamonds. So there you go. It's a possibility. Let's have a look again. That one looks a bit more top end diamond. That one looks more symmetrical. I would say that one's more along this underneath. Okay, let's put in Malaysia maybe, because it's near there. It's not diamond shapes again. Google. Yeah, useless. Let's put quotes in diamond. Still no good. Oh well. But we know there is diamond shapes, so we just got one before. But we can't find it. Okay, just keep on going.
Balloon held by a string, crypto bunny things. Pretty much, I think, drifting from left to right. So I don't think it's stationary, tethered to the ground. Again, we see it right there, moving from
Pesawat
left to
UFO.
right there. Sean, Katrina Rodriguez says, I don't know, honestly.
Well, it doesn't seem to do
It
much
looks
for a
like a
UFO.
saucer
Pretty
on a
boring
aircraft,
video.
Man-made War 007B states. I'm just kind of going in real time as you guys are joining us on this live premiere. Like, we're doing it. This is the live deal here, and we're happy to be with everybody. Brent's behind the camera working the operation in real time, but as you can see, there you guys are watching it, and we're doing it right here from the big island of Hawaii, and we're getting to the bottom of things, and we're going to be asking some big questions. So again, we appreciate you
Got to
guys
remember, they're not
coming,
experts, though.
letting us know what you think it is. It's really important with the algorithm.
We're
after
it's trying to
the
say
show,
they're experts and
you can
then
still-
leave it up to you to decide, you know? What's the point? Like, you know, you bullshitter.
Leave your comments because people want to hear what people got to say. Let's
See, he's laughing.
Love, what up? Tess Castro, thanks, dudes. Dark Sky, well done. Epic looking. Third Phase Moon rocks. Love the real,
They got rocks for brains, that's for sure.
but it appears that there's multiple objects entering
Oh, yeah, on
the
to the
ocean.
next
But
one.
at one point, you see this object as it dips down into the ocean to the left of it. If I'm not,
That's,
I think it's to the right of it. Something pops up and starts to swim.
okay, let's see this marvelous USA footage.
Skipping and bouncing. Just keep a close eye for that. Watch this, guys.
We'll keep a close eye. Okay, the colour's a wee bit off, isn't it? I filmed the wrong way again. Okay, so it's over the ocean, so we got mirages that can happen. What are we looking at? Seagull. That's a seagull. Boat.
Es la nueva arma nuclear de láser. ¡Ay, hay otro, mira! De Pepín, güey.
Ay.
Así es, nada más así.
What's happening with the colour? Yeah.
Y es que el único puta lo grabó, coño. Ahí va, ahí va.
No se ve, así ya se vio.
Do you see anything, guys? Do you have to zoom in even further?
No manches, allá hay otro.
Because I can't see a damn thing yet. What I thought was a seagull, maybe. Oh, it's swimming in.
Ahí viene otro, mira.
Could be white boats on the water, I don't know. And maybe a plane or seagull in the sky. There we go.
Now I'm going to get a really good close-up look at it. There's
Yeah, gonna need that.
The camera's shaking, and you got these things coming in from different directions, from different places. So it's really, I had to do a lot of enhancement to track from one object to the next and to the other.
So could it be
And I
wind
did some brightness
service
contrast.
with boats
I
on
did
the
best I
water?
could, and we get a really good close-up look at it. So as
Okay,
best as I
let's have a
could,
look.
we're seeing some kind of phenomenon here.
Where? Okay, seagull or something. Could be a surfing kite. Where's it gone? Where's a good close-up, Blake?
See that? If you see that right now, there's something skipping up and down out of the water, leaving a
Okay,
trail
that
of
looks like one of
smoke
those jet skis,
or-
doesn't it?
Watch this again. It just pops up directly after when that orb went down. And then this thing starts to... There's something shining in there. Right there, popping in and out of the water.
That's a
leaving some
jet
kind of
ski,
trail. Could it
come
be
on.
maybe just a military flare burning out? I'm not sure. It looks like it's
No.
actually skipping through the water.
It's a
But
jet
then
ski
again, we
with
have
water
more of these things
blasting out
falling
the
of
back of it.
sky or entering the ocean purposefully. This orb. Look at this.
Great footage, mate.
Actually,
Great,
4 of
great.
these
Yeah.
that entered the ocean within this one shot. So I've never seen
Why are
anything quite
UFO
like it.
videos so
Angel
crap,
says it's a
guys?
kite. Well, 4 kites doing the same thing. Like I said, we have multiple objects, so I'm not exactly sure.
Could be a kite. Could
we
be a
have
bird.
Michael Jackson saying that's not a flare there. And again,
No, it's not a flare.
we're appreciating
You're misleading us, Blake. You ratbag.
everybody's comments. We can say it's a UFO. Remember that video that said splash down that was released? Again, we're not seeing any kind of splash indicator. And again, we're watching the third one enter the ocean, and it just disappears. And then
Skydivers
what's amazing
into
is,
the
again,
water.
this thing on the left that pops up, kind of like what Fravor was stating about a disturbance in the water. Is this what we're looking at? Is this
Pulling
there's
at
definitely
strings
disturbance.
and straws here.
It's skipping like this, and then this trail's leading off from it, and it's like...
He's trying to
But then
fabricate
again,
a
we're
story
not seeing any
here.
kind of splash down. We're not seeing any kind of splash. We're just seeing it enter, again, a transmedium craft. Transmedium, as people say,
Transmedium
craft that
with the
basically-
propulsion,
let's just
quantum
say
dynamics.
this is crap, my mouse. It traverses space,
The
atmosphere,
bullshit,
and
man,
into,
is pouring out the
the
sky.
ocean as well. We're not exactly sure if it could transmedium through actual solid.
I wonder if you get a
but there has been
transmedium up
theories
your bum
that there
hole
are craft
there,
that can
Blake.
do this through
Come on, come
technologies that I
clean.
couldn't even
Tell us
begin
that
to
you're
explain
gay.
about.
Come on.
But a transmedium from space to our atmosphere into the ocean. And again, these guys are shocked what they're looking at out there.
They should do a poll. Do you think Blake Cousins is a gay? Does anybody out there know if he is? Is he in the closet still? His brother's not, but he's a wee bit suspect.
And it starts to skip through the ocean and leave that trail. I'm liking
All
the
these closets
comments
and
tonight. SpaceX
ufology.
falling down, LOL.
What a useless chunk of videos. I'm just going to say that's possibly a fishing kite. Someone's fishing from a ski boat. Who knows? But it's a garbage video. Keep on going.
It could be molten debris.
Molten debris from
Hello, Blake
some kind of-
Cousins.
Yep. Hey, how you doing? Where are you coming in from? From the UK?
Molten debris. What are they talking about? They're talking about what we just watched.
And his dog were killed over a lake when he was fishing. Apparently, there's molten debris from an unidentified object.
He's talking about Maury Island that was on a lake. And of course, the dog wasn't killed. The family, the daughter said they were lying. The dog was still alive. It didn't get hurt. So yeah, it was a total big make-up lie. But then there was this idea that it was a cover-up story to it. So we don't know. You know, we always get this crap in ufology. Because the government and the president was interested in it at the time. So another one of those messy UFO stories. And UFO hunters meant there to investigate, right?
Again, we're just asking the public. Everybody's inviting us. We're inviting the public to join us
Everybody's inviting. Oops.
and get some thought process on it. What's your thoughts on this one?
Bollocks. Come on, someone say
My
it.
opinion on this one, well,
Yep,
we normally
go
hear
ahead.
about them spinning at the bottom. We don't see it in this case spinning, but if you look at it carefully, there are no tethers.
Yeah, somebody
it's
mentioned that
definitely
it
not
was a tether,
spinning.
but if it were tether, I see indication of it actually
So
moving
this
from
one is
left to right.
unidentified as usual.
You ain't gonna see no tethers from
I
that
agree.
distance.
I agree. That's why we're putting it up there. Again, what's your thought process on
Well,
the
when I look at this, I would
size
think
of this
of,
thing? Drop this
So,
link and
that's
see if
insane. The
anybody.
size of it is crazy. But if we did see a tether, we'd see it on the trees. If there was a wire, why aren't the trees moving?
nah, you ain't gonna see a
Yeah,
tether.
we get a really good close up.
Even if it's HD, you
would
might
make
not
you
even see the
a
tether.
glimpse of the tether right here. And I added some brightness contrast. Is it slightly rotating a little bit? It's not undulating.
And let's grab a copy of it, I guess, and run it through some filters. Because they're not going to do it, are they? So the one channel does that. That's out there channel. Here we go. Save it. Because it's got that horrible background. It's going to be... if there was this bright sun reflecting, we might just catch glimpses of it going downwards if there was a tether. Okay. Save. But I don't hold my breath to see anything to pop out on this one. I suppose I've got to wrap up soon too anyway. Another day of UFO analysis. Anyone there that's got better footage that you want analysed, join our Discord group and upload a link to Google Drive and post it there, and we'll have a look. And we can then talk about it next live. Expect a frank, blunt answer to what it is. But if you think you got a UFO, you never know. Some people do catch them, and they don't often share it on public for some reason. Often they say that it gets corrupted or something deleted off their hard drive. I've heard that so many times now. And they haven't got a backup copy. Okay, curves. Brightness. So that kind of suggests that the sun's coming from that direction at the moment. Colour swap. So does it look like a balloon? Does it look like a kite? CPU, are you going to play? There's that bright spots. So definitely it's three-dimensional. It's brighter at the top than it is underneath. Okay. Can we see any hint of cables? Not seeing anything, but got that funny line patterns happening here again. Not too sure why. I think that could be rolling shutter effect because he's filming it in portrait. And it's moving it up and down a wee bit. Can cause the rolling shutter corruption. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see any cables. Can we see a gondola on it? A basket underneath? Kind of looks more like a kite to me again, doesn't it? You can see three-dimensionally it's sucked in there. It looks like it's on a frame here, and it's sucked in there, sucked in there. It's one of those square kites. Someone's flying from a city. And they can be quite big. They can be the size of a car, some of these. So I think that's what we're looking at. Does seem to be some colour changes in the atmosphere here. But you can see the corruption going downwards here. So yeah, we're not going to see the strings to it. But anyway, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That gives us an idea now. Definitely not a hot air thing. We could try sharpening it. Last thing. But to me it looks like a kite. Yeah, it still looks like a kite, doesn't it? You can see there's lines going across here. That's the rolling shutter, I think. Yeah, so not much we can do with that. The colour swap was a wee bit better, I thought. Sharpen out, we just can't do much with that at all. Okay, and that's it, isn't it, for that video? Apart from what they're going to discuss. Okay, next one. What was that one called? The clickbait title? Did SpaceX just film the return of the Black Knight? Okay, as I said, any channel that talks about the Black Knight satellite still to today, if they're not exposing it, hoax channels, hoaxy people.
Let's just go down the rabbit hole here for a
Okay, so Steve Cambion can use that one next, probably.
Something pops up on camera, or they switch to another angle, and that's exactly what happened today. Brent's been doing some enhancements as well, and we're putting it into the system so we can share this live right now on Thirdphaseofmoon. We're doing a whole bunch of things at the same time. We're actually, you know, mosquitoes are coming in. It's
I don't know, the way he moves his hands, it's very gay-like, isn't it?
going to join us in some of the opinions that you guys might have. So
that's normally what gives away gay men. They tend not to move their upper body, and they use their elbows mostly and just go in and out.
That link in right now. Again, we're open to anybody to call in if they have an opinion on the evidence and hear their side of the story. We're also bringing in panel member Dr. J from Dr. J Radio Live. I invite.
Oh, that little asshole. Do not bring him in, because he doesn't know anything. He's just a bullshit artist that you've had on on your show for a long time. Alright, SpaceX.
Expect a loss of signal for Meta.
Okay, where's this Black Knight?
There it is.
satellite?
The signal was just lost, or they just cut to the feed, but something popped up for a split second. You may have missed it, and you have to have an eagle eye for some of these UFOs because it happens so fast.
Gotta have an eagle eye for the Black Knight satellite.
Watch once again. There's something that comes into frame for just a split second. It hangs there, and then they cut the feed, and I'm taking a pause picture.
There it is. The Black Knight satellite.
Right now, and we're looking at it. There's something
couldn't
It's
possibly
an anomaly right
be
now. Some people
space
might
debris.
call it, the return of the Black Knight. We could see some geometric
Okay,
shapes on this craft. Again, it just comes into frame.
Okay, it's up in the corner there. Could it be a speck on the camera lens? That's what I'm thinking. So what happened before? Was it always there or always after? That would be one way to find out. Anyone got the full footage that's currently watching? Let us know.
For a split second, and they cut to the next feed, but again, we're getting a really good close-up look, guys.
Okay, it looks like it curves around. Let's just grab an image of that. The next one to analyze, guys. Is it something on the lens? Or is it space debris? Or is it a satellite? Could be the Tesla car, of course. We haven't seen that. Why does it not come up? Just a bit slow. Okay, let's see what our video editor reckons. Okay, we're finished with that one. Excellent. Okay, let's just load it up. Once we run it through some filters, we might be able to see a shape better as well. Okay, so that's what we're going to try and do. Well, this, I don't know if there's a bit coming down, so can't quite see, can we? But this will fix it up. So a little blacks there. Even a bit of brightness might even help. Let's have a look. Is that brightness? Sometimes it's hard to know. We'll do a color swap now. Okay. That's very interesting. Seems to be reflecting the same colour as the outside of the earth there, which kind of suggests it might be a piece of ice that's reflecting the same light coming in. Doesn't look like an object, does it? It sort of gives it away there, doesn't it? Looks like a piece of ice that's bending light. Especially that one there. It certainly doesn't look like a black knight. Okay, so, which is no longer in space, by the way. It burnt up about a year later or 2 years later. It was a thermal blanket that got away when they were repairing a satellite. And that's why it formed strange pixel sharpness shapes, right? So yeah, it's funny how the color filter doesn't show it as a solid blackness. Seems to. has similar colours to the edge of the planet. I think it's a bit of ice actually. So I think it makes any sense. So we can get a good shape there. Kind of like square bits. Then goes to pointy bits. But I haven't seen any ice in space that's like shaped like that though. Like a prism. It's very interesting. Is it on the lens? Doesn't look like a satellite. Okay, let's keep looking.
I want to get your opinions. What do you think we're looking at here?
See how it
Some
just
people
flicked
might
on?
say that this isn't.
See how it flicked onto the screen after the booster rockets were fired? There's the clue there. We saw step by step of it.
We're
there.
getting a really, really good close-up look. Guys, I want to get your opinions. What do you think we're looking at here?
Yeah, so let's do a step by step. Do full screen. Okay, so we see the booster rocket fires at one stage. That's the wrong thing. There we go, you can see the Earth is rotating. Or the spaceship is. And that seems to stop tonight. It's still moving. And then it didn't bang. I thought I saw it fire the rockets earlier. So did I miss it? Rotating, boom.
Some people might say that this isn't.
Thought I saw the rocket booster fire then though.
Ice particle, but look again as I
what did I just say?
I do a little bit of forward and reverse. It just kind of comes into screen at a fast rate of speed. You know, if something were to come in at 30,000 miles an hour, you really wouldn't be able to see.
Meteorite ice chunk. Just sticks to the lens of the camera. What do you reckon? I actually saw a UAP the other day, did you? Other friends saw it. Did you video it? And the strange white light hovering in the skies. We saw it for about 30 seconds, 15 minutes, and I just disappeared into the blue. But that happens if it's a balloon that pops and it just vanishes just like that. So you said it was white and hovering. It sounds like a weather balloon. Okay. How much wind was there? and all that sort of business. White light, sunshine off it, hovering. What else was it? Actually saw it the other day. I've seen one in 2011 also. A bright shining star coming in from the blue and flew right for about 1 minute and disappeared into the blue. Okay, never seen such before. No balloon, no drone, no birds, no craft. 2 white shining stars. Are you talking about the first or second sighting? No, BS, it's true. Yeah, but you can be mistaken. Did you use any of the apps at the time, or was it before the apps were around? 2011. I think the apps were around then, but early days. Yeah, I don't know how you can say that's not a balloon though. 2011, that's the first time, around about the first time that lead balloons were used as well. So I don't know what you saw, but need to see it on video, how it moves and all that sort of stuff, and what the air currents were at the time. It's all sorts of things you got to do to analyze that sort of stuff, you know. But the way this thing seems to pop on the screen like that, pop, pop, almost seems like something from the booster rockets. On this one here, could be a bit of paint even, but it did look like it was reflecting the same colour lights from where it's in the air. See if I make strange movements, but it just flew. Yeah, fly in a straight line. Could have been a spy satellite. There's a lot of those that's not documented. They can change altitude in space and look a bit strange. If you have a look at my first SkinwalkRanch one with the portal, that's what I believe it is, a Iridium satellite that they're seeing. And it has boosters on it to correct the orbit. See if I made strange, but it just flew straight line. Okay. So, yeah, until you see something that's not a dot in the sky, that would be more amazing. And then you could work out what it is. Maybe.
The craft moving, you'd be able to see it stop.
See that wobble that happened there just before that speck appeared on the screen? Almost seemed like there must have been a rocket booster firing somewhere there.
But at 30,000 miles an hour, traversing by you, basically it'd be so fast you wouldn't even be able to catch it. But this thing might have just parked, like you kind of see in the Star Wars movies when they kind of hit light speed and then they come out of it and then just park. This is what that's kind of reminding me of a little bit. Again, a really good close-up look. So,
it's just a good story, Blake.
Let's bring in Dr. J from Dr. J Radio
No,
Live.
do not bring him in.
Let's get his thoughts. Welcome to the show, Dr. J. Good to
Always
be with you.
Always a pleasure, Blake.
The good buddies. Anyway. Keep on moving. We don't need to listen to Dr. J. Right, so So it's all about this one episode, is it?
From now. As previously mentioned, the NowSat 301 is one of the latest generations of high-tech satellites with technical and broadcast capabilities, excelling all previous Egyptian satellites. Adding on to current coverage locations, the satellite will have the ability to operate 40 transponders covering new regions such as the Nile Basin countries and Southern Africa. With that, we are going to be bringing our webcast to a close.
The background on the TV, can you turn it down just a bit? But right here, this is in real time. I'm noticing this object right here up on the top of the booster, and it's kind of out of place. But then we have another one on the bottom left. One was moving from right to left. Now this is from left to right. So we had those anomalies. And then when this thing was launched,
okay, I missed a bit of it, have I? You posted a lot of stuff there. A Danish man in Denmark, he was 12, 56. He played hide and seek with a friend, hid in a bush. Okay. He looked about. He saw 3 small greys standing near a bush. Yeah, we hear these stories all the time though. There's a stories, there's no hard evidence, not even photographs of footprints or anything. One of them with berries in hands. Okay, dropped them when was seeing the young boy approached him. Well, perhaps aliens come here to fruit pick then. Maybe we got the answers. Maybe they like the berries. Maybe we see more in summer than we do in winter. I'm not sure on the stats on that. He came so close, in front of his face, watching the boy up and down. He felt paralyzed, yeah. Okay. Ran off after a while and took off in a silvery disc. True story. Well, you say it's a true story, but it's a good story. You can say it's a good UFO story. It's an amazing encounter based in Denmark. Yeah. Would aliens run? I don't know. They look a bit flimsy in their limbs, don't they? And they seem to hover or glide, I would have thought. If you're a spaceman, you ain't gonna walk. You're gonna have some sort of suit that levitates. It's just my feeling. He said they ran into the, what's that? Clumsy way. What? Clumsy way. Yeah. So this is what we always thought, maybe that the hair collecting samples and picking berries is one of them, and to preserve or analyze the stuff and take it back to their own planet or whatever, because that's what we used to do as explorers, right? They used to go to South America, find these exotic fruit like tobacco and take it back to Mother England and see if they can grow it in their glass houses, greenhouses, which are warm, which they also heat with rotten debris, gases and stuff. Some say greys plant and bio-interested. We also don't know if they're biomechanical. Mechanical things we know always break down. You know, if you built a mechanical robot, you know it's going to fail all the time. But if you could build a biomechanical robot where the limbs can self-repair, right, and use something like muscle tissue and some sort of oxygen to drive the energy combustion of contracting and expanding muscles, that would be the most ideal thing, because you can then send it off to another planet to explore and then report back to you. And you know it's going to keep on going through space and self-repairing. It could be traveling through space for millions of years or billions of years. It's like exploring. And that robot can then do repairs on the ship, on the outside, and all that sort of stuff. And it wouldn't need to worry about the air being toxic, because they can I suppose they could do. If it's bio, it could be affected by viruses and break down. So they probably would wear a thin silvery suit, wouldn't they? Which a lot of people say they do have. It's skin tight. Maybe even self-repairing material if it gets a rip. So yeah, there's all sorts of possibilities. Guys made in a lab with only one purpose. They could be 3D printed. And of course we know 3D printing actually can print biomaterial, as well as metal and plastic and food even. Greys can be workers. Yeah, it's very true. But that's not what we're looking at today. It has nothing to do with greys at the moment. But yeah, if you want to come on and talk about your sighting, I can set it up for you if you want. You just have to click on a web link and get permission. Do you want to do that? Let me know and I'll set it up. So they're just talking about this garbage. To me, like he said it could be an ice crystal, so I think that's a possibility, some sort of debris. And the last one here. But how long have I been going for now?
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon, Blake.
Must be close to 3 hours anyway, so it's almost that time again. 2 hours 40 minutes. It's amazing how time flies, doesn't it, when we're having fun. Because that's why we do this, because we enjoy doing this sort of stuff, don't we? We would like to learn new things and figure out stuff. So what are they doing here? Soho, is it? Which is planets, when you get that, and smearing from the CCD cameras they use. Is that what we're looking at? Oh, where was that? Don't need to use that as a thumb because I've got one already. Don't save.
I would talk about that is take a field that is relatively data poor.
They're displaying all sorts of crap.
Make it into a field that is much more data rich.
Okay, that's a plane in front of the sun. So look, this playing random clips from past years. And there's got people on talk shows.
Different explanation accounts for others. So there's a pretty wide range of what might be accounted.
Well, it's really bad audio. So I think it's time to wrap up now, unless you want to come on and do some talking. Or do it next time if you want to. Get on Discord there and we can arrange it. You can talk about your sighting. Yes, space is full of debris. So light and, yep. So I think that's it for today, I think. Is there anything else here that I haven't covered so far.
phenomenon. This is just...
So they've run out of material there, obviously. Okay. For a big channel that gets lots of UFO videos sent to it. Liars, they really are. Let's see what we can do next time. Maybe in the weekend. It's Friday now, so it's Thursday in America, so Sunday I might have something new. Monday maybe. Yeah, Dr. Greer's just, I don't know, just repeating the same old stuff. We need some evidence. If you can actually talk to aliens, you should be able to get solid evidence, I reckon. The aliens should help him out here, shouldn't they? Right? I'm friends with aliens, Space Brothers. They're going to do this video. They're going to come down and let me do this HD video of them and make it worldwide event. To prove I'm not crazy and not telling lies all this time, but he hasn't done it. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think we've finished for today anyway, and I need to go toilet, which is always an important thing. I don't think there's anything new that was missed. Let's have a quick skim of Scott Brando. They thought him and Mick West think it's a balloon, and so does Lines Ground. I don't. I think it's a bird because it's going against the wind, and you can see it deforming pretty much every frame, every second frame on YouTube anyway. We haven't got the original footage, and of course balloons are not allowed around there because of the air show, because they don't want to suck it into jet engines and cause a big malfunction over a major city. So they still would have scared off the birds as well, probably, and they would have slowly been coming back, and they scare them off with what do you call it, rubber bullets and stuff, and air horns. And of course the parades would have scared it off, but the people with food would attract the seagulls and the pigeons. So yeah, so he's thinking it's balloons, but there's various factors that I don't think it is. And of course it could be some parallax movement. It may not be blurred moving. It may be mostly the helicopter changing position, but I don't know if they're getting hold of the full video with GPS coordinates to map it exactly. Maybe they are, I don't know. So we have to see what comes off that. I said it's either going to be a balloon, bird, or bug. Or some sort of plastic bag or something like that in a garbage. But you can go back to my last live stream and look over that if you want, and see for yourself. Goofon was saying it was augmented reality with the adding it over the video. Well, if they get hold of the video and it's on there, then that sort of blows that idea out. Can I help you? Live now. Study unidentified aerial phenomenon of serials reading. Okay, so NASA wants to study UFOs all of a sudden, which is quite interesting. Why? So that's going to be interesting development, isn't it? Hey, Randy, I'm going to see us later. Okay, cool. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you keep showing up though, and do put some side chats and let us know your thoughts on each of the things we're looking at. You might see something I don't. It does happen, and then it sort of changes our direction of investigation. So do join in, because I'm not perfect. Okay, so object movement recreated. See, I'm not too sure. Did they get hold of the actual source GPS coordinates? Is that what they're saying? Is this a recreation? Is it? So that's the jets. No, that can't be the recreation. This is the recreation. And the white dot person, which again still looks like a bird. Now what's that one going upwards? I don't understand. Does it make any sense to you? Certainly, yeah. You can see the white dot come across now. I can see flapping wings myself. Even on that little dot. There's a damn seagull. And they glide a wee bit too as well. It's going against the wind. Moving planes tracked by a moving helicopter. Stationary, what's it say? From above, okay. Helicopter perspective. I don't quite understand that one. So the helicopter's slightly above. I think that's what it's saying. Here's the white orb coming through, which I think I can see flapping wings. At first I thought maybe it could be a drone that's closer to the camera filming the event as well, because it's not going super fast. So it's moving across. So what's this here? From above. So that's got to be the helicopter, is it? Filming it that way. I don't see how that helps us. I really don't. Still makes it more believable that it's a bird. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, the 3D version. Let's have a look at that one. So, I'm not sure if that really helps us much. There's the planes being a block. The white thing going across. And the helicopter filming it. So they're trying to say the white thing isn't moving, but the helicopter is. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not believing it. He's trying to say it's a balloon just hovering there. Not when it's like 7 knot winds. So where did you get that information from? Focal length. I think you can paint this any way you want to, unless you're getting the data from the camera. Helicopter. The wind's going to go this way. So if that's a balloon, that means it's got to be tethered. Cool bullshit. But anyway, someone's got it wrong somewhere. On that note, it's probably good to say good night, and we'll see if any more information comes out. There's a lot of fighting over that video at the moment on Twitter. All you can say, it's definitely not a UFO alien craft anyway. So whatever it is, I don't know exactly, but we can look at the movement, which we did when we saw it change in shape, like wings were flapping. Okay. Can perhaps have many forces. Square rods. Okay. So, time to go. Randy's gone, and now I am. Thanks guys for joining. It's good chatting to you. And if you missed the beginning, scroll back and have a watch. Google will probably take a couple of hours to process it. If I get some time, I might add chapters in. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. At least we learned something about flying spiders. Take care on the roads as well, I forgot to say. Got to be careful. It's not you're driving, you got to be careful. It's other people's, especially in New Zealand. There we go. He's up in bed. Good stuff.